Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Pam and I'm a wellness coach that likes to focus on mindset and meditation. In last week's video, I gave a bonus tip about choosing who we speak to and how we speak to them wisely. Now, there's an expression that says, we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And I believe there's something to that. I don't care if you want to say 5, 10, 20, or 100 people. Think back to spending countless hours with your best friend and starting to notice how you would speak and act similarly. To me, that's evidence that other people definitely have an impact on how we show up in the world as humans. Now, if the goal is to keep a positive mindset, ideally, we would want the other people around us to also be positive people. We would want them to be supportive and offer constructive criticism, even if that meant calling us out on the shit we still had to work on. This goes for all areas of life: career, finance, love, marriage, spirituality. It doesn't matter. Mindset is key, and it is important that we protect it at all cost. Now, not everybody has a positive mindset. So, with that being said, it is completely okay to distance yourself physically and emotionally from people who do not align with the goals you have for your future. Anytime you start to go through growth and you're giving a lot of energy to personal development, you're going to start outgrowing people. And sometimes that's sad and that's scary, but it's always necessary because you only get this one life. So I know I can think back to the first time that I really had to, that I can recall really having to make a choice in friendships. There was a friend, I had been friends with her for like 2 or 3 years, and she's a good person, great friend. And she would always be there if I was down or needed anything. And into our friend group came another female, and I remember thinking, wow, I'm sure I'll get along with her, but we're not really going to be friends because she is all positive and love and light and rainbows and butterflies, and I am dark and twisty. So I didn't expect to really be her friend. But just being around her and having conversation, her and I discovered that we had quite a few things in common. And so we started spending time together doing physical activities and just um, being around each other more. And we could talk about life and even life's troubles and not get bogged down in all of the dark details of life's troubles. Like, we didn't stay there. We would say this is what's going on, and then we would come back out and focus on all the other things that were good in our lives. So then I was out to lunch with the first friend who I'd been friends with for a while, and she was complaining. And to be fair, I'm sure I was probably complaining also. And I remember she was complaining about hours at work, that she wasn't getting enough hours and something along those lines. And I knew that solution, that problem was about to be a non-problem, that there was a solution coming down the line. And I said, oh yeah, well, somebody cut their hours, so there's going to be plenty of hours to go around. And she immediately was like, I don't want any more hours. And I was like, I'm super confused now. And I stared at her like a deer in the headlights, not knowing what to say, because it was very clear she didn't want to feel better about the situation. She wanted to complain. So there was nothing to really say. And I remember in that moment thinking, I don't want this for myself. I want more of that positive energy in my life, and I want less of these moments where we dwell in the darkness. And then I slowly started to distance myself from that friendship and go more towards the positive friendship. And that stinks. But like I said, to this day, good person, it's just that isn't what I want to do. I made a choice for myself. And sometimes you have to do that. Even if it's a family member, you just pick yourself and pick your own mindset over everything. So this also applies to social media. And especially the last 2 years, I know, like, you open up Facebook and it is just negative energy. I can't scroll without seeing somebody posting about the C word or the vax thing. And like, those are just two big things. But like, even before that, like, people would just intentionally be negative. And I have stacked my social media where that's not an issue. Like, if you are consistently posting negative stuff, I will mute you, unfollow you, unfriend you, or block you if I must. But that's Facebook. I spend a lot less time there because it's like a two-way street. Like, the minute we're friends, I see you, you see me, and sometimes I don't want to see you. Sorry. So my Instagram, I have it completely stacked with like positive things. I follow a few really good positive friends. I follow motivational speakers. I follow people who inspire me in health and fitness. I follow like motivational and inspirational quote pages. So when I open my Instagram, boom, positivity in my face. And that is how I like it. Go over to YouTube, and I spend a lot of time watching motivational speakers like Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins. I listen to things like Dr. Joe Dispenza teach me how to like hack my brain and create new neural pathways. And I listen to Abraham Hicks and just learn how to create the life that I want for myself. So, like, you get to pick in all things, you get to pick what kind of energy you're taking in. And that's a beautiful thing. So, feed your brain what it needs, feed your soul what it needs, give it that nourishment, that good positive vibes. And it makes a world of difference. Unfollow the people who just create negativity and like to stir the shit pot. And stack your social media with good, positive, motivational items. And it's amazing the difference that you'll experience. So, there's also a quote, and I've seen it attributed to a couple different people, but I believe it was by Marissa Mayer, that says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And that is super true. You should never want to be like the smartest or the most advanced in anything, because then you're not learning. I like to always be learning, and I believe that there is something to learn from everyone. And some of my favorite massage clients, I'm not even gonna lie, they're elderly people, because they always have something positive and motivational to teach me. Like, just about life. Like, this is how you get through life. Like, because they've done it all and they've lived forever, and like, they're still smiling and they're still alive and they're just super grateful. So always, always, always be learning. Now, obviously, if we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, that means we're in the middle. There are people above us and there are people below us. And that's not like a judgment thing. That is like, obviously there are people who are further along on their journey, and there are people who are not as far along on their journey, because we're all at different places and we've all had different experiences and we're all learning at different rates. So if there are people above willing to be the light and be the example and reach their hand down and pull me and other people up and show us a different way, then it is also our responsibility to be that light and be that example to others and reach our hand down and pull them up and show them, like, look at this. This is the way to do it. And I just think, like, there's something beautiful in that. Like, it could be a negative connotation, like, be careful who your friends are because that's what you'll be. Like, but also, like, be careful who you are because you are also setting an example to somebody, whether it is your children, whether it is your spouse, whether it is your best friend. Like, you're an example to others. So if people are helping you, be that example and help other people. So, I mean, I guess that's it. I just wanted to expand on that last week's bonus tip. So for this week, I just urge you to, like, look around at the people in your life and take a look at your social media. And are there people who need to be unfollowed? Are there people who need to be unfriended? Are there really people who need to be blocked? Like, go to your Instagram and stack that page with, like, motivational things. Like, set your goal and then find people who are living that goal and then stack your page with that. Like, that is the number one way to, like, achieve any goal, is just to watch other people do it so you know it's possible. But I urge you, look around at the people that you're interacting with. Take an inventory of how you're interacting with them and then think, does this dynamic need to change? Does this friendship need to maybe go? What can I do differently to set myself up for more success in life? I guarantee that there are going to be some eye-opening moments when you're like, ooh, that is a negative friendship. And maybe you don't have to eliminate it. And maybe you can, next time you're sitting around the table complaining about life's difficulties, maybe you can say, wait, let's talk about the positives, right? So you don't always have to cut people out, but maybe you're the light that leads them in a different direction so you guys can both focus on something more positive. But take an inventory, stack your social media, choose what you focus on, like how you focus on your social pages, and choose how you interact with people differently. And I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.